Let me guess. You texted her something sweet. Maybe a "good morning, hope you have a beautiful day," or even a confident "let's catch up sometime soon." And then silence. You stare at your phone like it owes you money. No dots, no reply. Just your dignity slowly packing its bags and walking away like, "I'll see myself out." Listen, before you panic, double text her or send a meme hoping to break the awkwardness. Breathe, because what you do next can either turn you into a desperate notification beggar or into the kind of man who doesn't just survive the silence, he commands it. Today, we're diving deep into the Stoic secrets that will keep you unshaken when she ignores you. Ready? Let's go. 1. The art of not reacting, even when you're dying inside. Let me introduce you to Marcus. No, not Marcus Aurelius. Well, kind of. Let's call him modern Marcus. Our guy was talking to this girl for a few weeks. Good vibe. She laughed at his jokes, even the bad ones, which is true love, really. And then out of nowhere, boom, cold silence, ghosted. Marcus didn't freak out. Didn't text, "Did I do something wrong?" or "Hey." You know what he did? Nothing. That's right, nothing. He went about his day like a Roman emperor walking through chaos with a cup of coffee. Because Marcus knew what most guys forget: your reaction is the biggest test. You don't lose the game when she ignores you. You lose when you start chasing her validation like a squirrel on Red Bull. 3. Detach from the outcome. This one's a game changer. You ever send a message and then start mentally scripting the perfect reply she should send back? Like some kind of emotional screenwriter? "Hey, I was just thinking about you too, let's hang out." But reality hits you with silence, or worse, lol. That's where detachment comes in. The Stoics were masters of this. They believed the only thing you truly own is your intention, never the outcome. So instead of clinging to what you wish would happen, you detach. You remind yourself, "I did my part. Now I let go." Because needing a response is like trying to force a flower to bloom faster by yelling at it. It won't work, and you'll just look insane. When you detach from the outcome, something weird happens. You stop overthinking. You stop analyzing emojis like they're encrypted love letters. And suddenly, your energy shifts. And guess what? People feel that shift. You stop chasing and start attracting. Because nothing is more attractive than someone who wants nothing. That's when she starts wondering why you're not chasing anymore. And you'll be too busy living to care. 4. Let silence speak louder than words. Silence, the most underrated superpower. You see, most people get uncomfortable with silence. That's why they rush to fill it. But not you, not anymore. If she's ignoring you, don't match that with chaos. Match it with calm. Let your silence be louder than any angry text, guilt trip, or over-explaining paragraph. Because silence does two things. It makes people curious. It forces them to sit with their own actions. When you go silent, it shifts the emotional burden back to her. It says, "I'm not going to perform for your attention." It's the Stoic way. Say less, react less, mean more. You ever notice how the quietest people in the room often hold the most power? That's because they don't need to prove anything. So next time you're tempted to send that "Did I do something wrong?" message, don't. Let the silence linger. It will either draw her back in or clear space for someone who actually wants to be there. Either way, you win. 5. Practice premeditation of negatives. Yes, that's a real thing. This is some next-level Stoic stuff right here. The Stoics had this wild practice called premeditatio malorum, which is just a fancy Latin way of saying, imagine the worst-case scenario before it happens. Now, I know that sounds depressing, but stick with me. They didn't do this to be negative. They did it to become unshakable. So when someone ignores you, instead of spiraling into confusion or panic, you calmly say, "Okay, what if she never replies again?" You picture it, sit with it, feel the sting, then breathe. Because the moment you face the worst and accept it, it loses its power. Suddenly, you're no longer afraid of her silence. You've already walked through that storm in your mind, and now you're bulletproof. This mindset flips everything. You're no longer hoping she'll validate you, you're ready if she doesn't. And that quiet confidence, it radiates. So next time your message is met with digital tumbleweeds, don't panic. Premeditate the worst, then smile, because you just survived it. 6. Reclaim the frame. Here's something nobody tells you. When you chase someone who's ignoring you, you're not just chasing them, you're letting them control the frame. What's the frame? It's the invisible structure that sets who's leading the interaction, and right now, she's got it. But here's the trick. The moment you stop reacting, stop pursuing, and start choosing, you reclaim the frame. You're no longer the guy hoping for her attention. You're the guy deciding if she even deserves yours. You don't need to announce it. You don't need to post cryptic quotes on Instagram like, "If you can't handle me at my worst." You just live, fully, boldly, quietly, and people feel it. You become the kind of man who others want to impress. And if she comes back, great. If not, also great, because you're not here to be chosen, you're here to choose. 7. Stop seeking closure. You don't need it. Closure, the final boss of emotional peace. Everyone wants it. Nobody gets it the way they want. She didn't even explain why she stopped replying. Spoiler alert, most of the time people ghost because they're either confused, selfish, or cowardly, not because you messed up. And here's the kicker. Chasing closure rarely gives you peace. It just drags out the pain. So do the Stoic thing. Make your own closure. It sounds cold, but it's actually powerful. You don't need an exit interview to move on. You don't need a PowerPoint presentation of reasons. You only need one sentence. I accept this and choose peace over chaos. That's it. Once you do that, something shifts. Your mind stops spinning, your heart stops begging, and that calm, that's what real strength feels like. 8. Understand the power of indifference. Let's be honest. Indifference gets a bad rap. People think it means you don't care. But Stoic indifference, it's different. It means you choose not to let external things control your inner world. You still care. You just don't depend. So, she's ignoring you. Okay. You notice it. You acknowledge it. But you don't attach your worth to it. You treat her silence like you treat the weather. You dress accordingly, but you don't yell at the sky. Indifference isn't coldness. It's emotional discipline. It's saying, I can be warm, loving, and kind, but I'll never beg to be seen. And once you master that, she'll feel it. Everyone will, because nothing is more powerful than someone who isn't afraid to walk away. 9. Don't let it define you. This one's deep. Being ignored can feel personal, like a direct hit to your self-worth. Am I not interesting enough? Funny enough? Handsome enough? Pause. That's your ego talking, and your ego lies a lot. The truth? Her silence isn't about you, it's about her. Maybe she's not ready, maybe she's emotionally unavailable, maybe her dog stepped on her phone. Point is, don't let someone else's lack of communication write your story. You define you. So instead of internalizing it, externalize it. Oh, she didn't respond. Cool, that's information, not a reflection of my value. And once you stop tying your identity to how someone else treats you, you become unbreakable. 1. Be the mountain. Let's wrap this with a simple image. Be the mountain. A mountain doesn't flinch when the weather changes. Rain, wind, snow, sun, doesn't matter. It stays grounded. She ignores you? That's a gust of wind. She texts you back after 3 days like nothing happened. Another breeze. You are the mountain. Unshaken, solid, focused on the long game, because at the end of the day, she's not looking for a guy who panics over a late reply. She's looking for the guy who keeps his center when the world shifts. So next time she goes silent, don't chase, don't stress, don't spiral, just smirk. Because you know who you are, and you're not just playing the game, you've mastered it. Final word, your attention is currency. Spend it wisely. Your attention is like gold in the dating world. Every time you give it away to someone who doesn't value it, you go broke emotionally. So stop handing out emotional credit cards to people who ghost. Start investing your energy into yourself, into your goals, your growth, your peace. Because at the end of the day, the man who can stay calm when ignored becomes the man no one dares to ignore again. Stay solid, King. They always notice when you stop noticing them, and when they do, you'll be too busy building an empire to care.